They are called fluoroquinolones, and many believe that family of antibiotics reveals some pretty big holes in Canada's health system. Marcia Crossley-Cohen has always been entranced by the musical beauty of ballet, but these days, dancing is very painful.
It's devastating to think I'm going to have to stop what I love more than anything.
Marcia suffers from extreme pain in her Achilles tendon and a ringing in her ears called tinnitus. And she believes it's all because of a prescription drug she took last year for a routine sinus infection.
It wakes me up at night. I'm aware of it daily, so my life has changed.
The drug was part of a family of antibiotics known as fluoroquinolones. The U.S. FDA ordered the manufacturers to include a strong warning about the potential risks in 2008, but Marcia says she was never told. Health Canada has received 2,000 serious adverse reaction reports where fluoroquinolones are suspected since 1985.
The drug industry has now gone off on a very bad tack. It's a very profit-oriented industry.
This lawyer is filing class action lawsuits on behalf of the alleged victims of fluoroquinolones. He says adverse reactions were reported in Europe as far back as the 1980s.
They knew or ought to have known about the problems, and they didn't disclose the problems.
The 3 brand-name fluoroquinolones approved in Canada are manufactured by Bayer and Janssen Ortho, a subsidiary of Johnson & Johnson. They haven't responded to the lawsuit yet, but in written statements they told 16 by 9 their products are safe when used correctly, and that they work closely with Health Canada to ensure doctors and patients are aware of the risks.
There are a whole range of adverse effects from that group of drugs.
This MP from Oakville says the problem is drug warnings appear in documents like this, a 68-page product monograph that does list the risks, but not until page 5, and patients don't see it.
Patients should get in their hand a patient information leaflet that is plainly worded, that is, it's written in plain language.
Until that happens, we may not have the information we need to avoid medical missteps. And just yesterday, Health Canada issued an updated warning that fluoroquinolones can exacerbate symptoms of a rare and potentially deadly neuromuscular disease. Now, to get the full story on the real risks of these popular antibiotics and the holes in Canada's regulatory system, watch this week's 16 by 9 in a special time slot, Friday at 8 p.m. and again in its regular time slot, Saturday at 7 here on Global. It is truly an eye-opening story.